Hey, hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's session of live counter review using technical analysis. Apologies for the slight delay as earlier on there was an event that ended at 8. Yeah, so without further ado, I will start the session. So the flow for the session will be the same as per usual. So first up, I'll go through the US economic calendar. Then afterwards, I'll talk about the indices and commodities. Then afterwards, I'll go into the different sectors like the Max 7, the US banks, semicons, as well as EVs. And last but not least, I'll also go through any questions that you all have in the Q&A. Yeah, so if you all have any questions, feel free to drop them in the Q&A, but try to limit to 3 per person and to give everyone a chance for their questions to be answered. I'll also be starting off with if you ask the question as if you put your name in the Q&A, like not as an anonymous attendee. Yeah, so I'll give priority to those who put their names out there. Okay, so first up, I'll start with the economic calendar. So in terms of this week, uh not much key events. So tonight there's some uh s- construction spending 10 p.m. bill auctions at 11:30. Then tomorrow there's the usual AEP employment change numbers at 8:15 p.m. Then followed by S&P global composite PMI numbers. That's at 9:45. Okay, then afterwards, going to Wednesday, there's the API crude oil stock numbers at 4:30 a.m. Then afterwards, Fed Vice Chair Barr speaking 6:30 a.m. Afterwards, crude oil inventories 10:30 p.m. Okay, then going to Thursday, there's jobless claims as usual 8:30 p.m. Friday, Fed Governor Cook speaking at 4 a.m. Jefferson speaking 7 a.m. Then Barr speaking 7:10 a.m. Then Friday night 10 p.m. Michigan inflation and consumer expectations, that's at 10 p.m. So in terms of data wise, nothing very much important this week. Overall, I would say. Maybe just look at maybe perhaps just take a look at Friday the inflation expectations. I guess if there's a rapid increase in terms of that, yeah. So nothing much in terms of the economic data. So I'll move on to the economic indices and commodities. Okay, so first I'll talk about Bitcoin. I think currently Bitcoin we are probably seeing a bit of a range forming right now. So I think key resistance still around 74,000, which tested last week and had a pullback. And then I think in terms of strong support wise, I think we're still seeing higher swing lows along the way recently. So probably support I think will be around 67K or around there. Should be quite a bit of a support if it tests this upward support line over here. Yeah, so in terms of near-term resistance, I think may come from the 10 SMA level, which is like 71.4K, and then to about 76K if it touches the last week's highs. Yeah. And then in terms of the support, I think will be around 65 to about 69K. Yeah, in terms of the weekly chart, in terms of weekly chart, last week we tested the 10 SMA and then we saw some resistance coming to then I think for now currently some resistance at 71K for the 10 SMA. So we are probably will be seeing some sideways range, I think, still taking place for now for Bitcoin. Next one, I'll move on to Dow Jones. So in terms of Dow Jones, I think last week continued to see weakness where afterwards where price broke below this 46.6K and then tested this next support level over here, which is like 45.4K to 45K region over here. So I think for now I think futures are up. So probably we might see a bit of a bounce today, but I think overall still probably seeing some resistance from the recent breakdowns. Yeah. So I think some resistance might come from for now maybe at 46.2K. There might be that where 5 SMA might probably be over there. And then higher in terms of higher resistance of 46.7, I think about that. Yeah, so we might see some resistance. If there's a bounce, I think it will retest last week's breakdown. I think we'll still see some resistance over there for the time being. In terms of next support areas down, I think the next key support level will be around 44.5 to about 45K region over here. So this will be like the previous uh horizontal resistance back in July to August, this period over here for Dow Jones. Yeah. Okay, next one is the Nasdaq. So for Nasdaq, I think last week there was a breakdown some of the key some key levels at this 22.2K. Also, I think broke below this 22.2K is important because this is a very key support level for this like double top range previously over here. So if as long as price remains under this level, I think will be more towards the bearish side. Then overall Friday also broke below this 22K, 21.9K level over here. So in terms of next supports, I think for now will be around probably around 21.4K to 21K. I think this will be the next support area for Nasdaq. Yeah, then in terms of resistance, I think any bounces, I think we'll still see some resistance from the 5 SMA retest as well as the breakdown last week. So 22K, I think will be the resistance. Will be 22 to 22.2K area. I think over here will be some resistance. Yeah. Then next one, S&P 500. Yeah, S&P 500 last week we saw some breakdowns as well. 6,636 level, also this 6,555 level at the end of the week. So next support levels I think could be around this 6,343 to about 6,427 area over here. Yeah, in terms of resistance wise, I think if there's a retest of 6,585 above, sure, probably will see some resistance. When the 5 SMA comes down again for S&P. Yeah, so I think for now, probably we're seeing the futures all gaining. So I think we'll see probably a retest of some of the previous breakdowns last week. There might be some short-term resistance at the start of the week from there. Then afterwards, I think let's see whether some of the lows whether it can continue to hold the lows from last week afterwards. Okay, next one for gold. I think gold has seen quite a bit of a drop especially from midweek onwards. So so gold, I think in terms of the chart now, I think it's pretty bearish. Because it broke down this blue trendline support over here. So this is at 4,600, 4,700. So this is quite important during the whole uptrend. And also it's below, in terms of the longer term moving averages, it's below this 100 SMA level, which is this blue moving average. Today hit quite close to the 200 SMA now. So I think for now, temporarily, this 4,245 to 4,400 area probably will hold as a bit of a support. Because today is the second time it has tested this area. First time being this sharp pullback after hitting close to 5,600. So today is the second time. I think we'll still hold over here, but I think we'll probably will see a lower high rebound afterwards. So in terms of rebound wise, I think short term wise might find some resistance from the 5 SMA when it does retest it, as well as the 10 SMA when it comes down. So I'm thinking probably 4,700 might be a bit of a resistance in the short term. It does retest this short term trendline support that had a breakdown last week. So that's for gold. Okay, next one I'll talk about is WTI oil. So WTI oil, I think pretty much ranging right now. Today, I think earlier on we had the sharp test of this 20 SMA level around like close to $84 and then finding some support from there, kind of seeing a bit of a bounce. So I think probably we'll still see a bit of a sideways overall, but I think some resistance might be from the 94, I think 94 level onwards from now might be a bit of a resistance. Price was trading kind of sideways last week overall, and then if today holds below the 5 and 10 SMA level, then we might see this level turn from support into a bit of resistance, 93, 94. Yeah. So the next key support I think for now will be like 84, this 20 SMA level, and then below that would be stretching all the way down to about 77, 78 over here. So I think could be a bit range bound still, but perhaps a lower range for this week for WTI oil. Next one for the VIX. Yeah, for VIX, I think still pretty much range bound. When it comes down towards like 22, tends to find some support around there. Then the lower end of the support, I think is around if it hits this key trendline support again, I think that will be about 20 for VIX. Then in terms of resistance wise, I think still generally finding resistance 28 and above, 28 and then 30 and then 35. Yeah, so that's for VIX, still pretty much kind of range, I feel. Yeah, the next one for copper, I think overall, I think we see a breakdown in terms of the metals. So breakdown of 5.68 last week, and then currently it's testing this previous level 5.29 about there. So it's currently seeing a bit of a bounce, but I think overall probably will still find some resistance at from the current like 5.5 to 5.68 area. Yeah, from this breakdown of this strong support level previously that's helped this range for quite a while. So that's in terms of the in some indices and commodities. I'll move on to the different sectors. So first off, I'll start with the Max 7. Yeah, let's take a look at how the overall index is performing. So in terms of the Max 7s, I will start with this Roundhill Max 7 ETF, so MAGS. So last week, I think still continue to see weakness where price continue to hold under 62, this breakdown level over here that acts as resistance. And then after a period of sideways over here, we saw a breakdown below this $60 support, which was also this prior resistance. So I think price for now, yeah, Friday close about 58.37, filled this gap over here. So I think in terms of the next key support, that probably we could still see some downside thing to test this 57.50 level. That probably is the next key support. The next one is at around 56, perhaps around there. Yeah, so that's for the Max 7, for the Max 7 ETF for now. Still seeing some weakness. Then in terms of the index wise, if you look at the Bloomberg Magnificent 7, if you use TradingView, it's code BM7P. So this one we're also seeing weakness where after the breakdown of this 30,100 support level, price also additional confirmation of the breakdown 29.6 thousand over here. So it hit the previous one support level over here on Friday, which is like 28.8K this level. So over here we might see some rebound. But I think overall still resistance probably if it does retest like close to 29.5, 29.6K for now. The next support level for this index is at 27.8K. It's the next support level. Yeah, so 27.8K will be quite significant. I think will be because this was like a previous all-time high resistance back in December 2024. Okay, then next one I'll move on to the individual names. So first one, starting off with Meta. Yeah, for Meta last week, I think there was weakness as price broke down 628, and then during the retest, it found resistance along the 5 SMA as well. So I think Friday also hit was below this swing low support 599. So I think over here, probably this area of support I think will hold for now, which is 580 to 600 over here. Yeah. Then in terms of resistance, I think you could find some resistance over at around 610. I think this breakdown level, and then if it does retest the 5 SMA level again, there might be some short-term resistance. Yeah, so for this level, I think this support 580 to 600 area could hold for a while. Then resistance will come if it rebounds, there's some rebound to test some of the breakdown levels like 610, and then maybe next one is like 620 in the short term. Yeah, next one for Apple, I think overall there's still weakness. Price continue to trade downwards after the breakdown of 255. Okay, then I think it's pretty close to this strong support at 245 around there, but it didn't hit. So I think for now, some resistance might come around this 254, 255 level. This in terms of horizontal level wise, and then there's also the 10 SMA around there. So I think that will be some short-term resistance over there. So probably range bound like 245 to 255 for the time being. Yeah, then unless price can cross back above 255, then probably we'll still see some sideways trading first, I feel, for Apple. Yeah, next one for Netflix, I think we're still seeing some price action weakness. Last week was kind of sideways at this 94.20 level, and then there was a breakdown on Friday. So that likely will be the kind of the resistance for now. Yeah, around this 94 level will, yeah, where probably is close to the 5 SMA and the 10 SMA levels as well. So in terms of support for us, I think will be this there's some support over here, probably around $90.50, and then the next one will be around like $88 for that. So probably still weakness for now, unless price can cross above the 5 SMA level again. Yeah. I think probably there's a bit of this. There's also perhaps this like downwards resistance line acting on the price as well as pulling back in the short term. Okay, next one for Alphabet, Google. I think still pretty much kind of range. Yeah, price is just range, but I think this support 296 is still probably holding over here. And then in terms of resistance, I think overall it's like 306 onwards to about 311. There's some resistance. Yeah, in terms of the weekly wise, also still finding some resistance along the 5 SMA as well, and then the 20 SMA as well. So kind of sideways for the time being over here for Alphabet. Then for Microsoft, I think overall still some weakness as price, I think is looks like it's unable to hold this gap over here at 392. Was previously this gap that price tested a few times, and then we're seeing a bit of lower highs form along the way, and also this uptrend channel support. I think price is after some bounce with lower highs, I think still weakness afterwards. So I think for now, this area at 392 probably will be a resistance. Then for now, some support is coming in from the retest of this 381 swing low. So I think some bounce, if there's a bit of rebound, 392 over here, probably some resistance. Next support level, I think I think Microsoft could come down to the next support level at probably around 374, probably is the next support level over here. Yeah. The next one, there's a gap over here at 364, 365 over there. Yeah, so that's it in terms of the Mac 7 stocks overall. Last week, still seeing some weakness in terms of the index wise. Yeah, there was a breakdown. So I think still continuing on the downtrend that we're seeing over here. Right? Okay, next one, I'll talk about the financial sectors next. So I'll go through this XLF ETF, which tracks the financial sector. Yeah, so for this, I think last week was kind of just pretty much kind of sideways over here. Like price was just range bound, just moving between like 48.50, 49.50 area. So I think currently pre-market, I think now it's close to $50. I think there could be some resistance over here around $50, which was previously this breakdown level over here. And then currently we also have the 20 SMA over it. So that's the first level of resistance. Afterwards is at $51 as the next level of resistance, which was previously this strong support. Yeah, So as of now, I think probably we could see some sideways, and then in terms of media support, I think 49 could be some support for this week. Yeah. Then in terms of the overall chart wise, I think close to the it's pretty close to this key channel support over here, which is like 40, I think it's around $48 about there, which also coincides with the level as well. The next one, JP Morgan. So first out, I will talk about the four banks. So first one, JP Morgan. Pretty much sideways last week, holding this support area at around 282 over here. So I think for this week wise, current pre-market is about 293 plus. So for now, I think it will be a retest of the previous support breakdown levels. So over here, like 294, like 297 over here. I think quite a lot of support previously over here. I think this would act as a bit of a short-term resistance. Yeah, then support will probably come from like 290, where some of these upper wicks were formed recently during this range consolidation. I think this resistance will become a bit of a support. Yeah, so I think could be a bit of range bound at a higher level this week, 290 to about 297, about there for JP Morgan for the time being. Okay, the next one, Bank of America, I think, it has hit this, last week, it has hit this key upward support line level. So, and then also a horizontal support over here as well at around 46.50. So I think currently, seeing a bit of a gap up today at around 48.25 currently. So I think over here could be a bit of resistance, where previously this was a support level over here around 48.30 about there. Yeah, and then the 20 SMA level could be acting as a resistance as well. So previous support over here breakdown could act as a bit of resistance. 48.20 to about $49 about there. I think some higher low could be some support. So there's immediate support could be at where the 5 to 10 SMA levels at right now is at 47, 40, 47.50 might become a bit of support. So it could be range by a higher level as well. Then Wells Fargo, I think also last week kind of sideways at this support level are like 75, 76 about there. So kind of sideways, and then as of now, I think currently pre-market is about 79.69. So I think for now, in terms of resistance wise, I think could be around this $80.60 level, $80.60, then to about 82.70. Yeah, that's the next current support resistance region. Sorry. Yeah, then in terms of support wise, I think will be around like 78, around there could be the support for now. But in terms of Citigroup, okay, I think currently last week we had some few retests of this key level 110. So this was like a support previously, then there was a breakdown and turned into resistance. Tested a few times. Today, currently now pre-market 112.81. So I think this 110, 111 level will probably act as a bit of a support this week wise for now. Then in terms of resistance, I think could be like 114 to 117 this area. So previously this range over here. So I think could be consolidating at higher levels. Yeah, so that's it for the financial. I think overall it's still performing really well last week. Managed to just go kind of sideways. So I think we might see some bit of a recovery this week. Next one, I'll talk about the semicon sector. So first one I'll talk about is the Philadelphia Semicon Index stocks. So let's take a look at it. Yeah, last week was kind of sideways as expected. So the key level is still holding over here, 7,400. 7473 over here, which like tested twice already. Then resistance is still holding over here, 7,920s. So this was the breakdown level that I've retested a few times as we're having resistance over there and also around where the 20 SMA is as well. So that could be still acting as a bit of resistance. Then if a price can get above that, I think the next level would be around 8,000, close to 8,200, which is the next near term horizontal level. So that's if price can get above 7,920 this week, then that will retest this. We could see a retest of this uptrend breakdown retest over here. Yeah. So for stocks this week, I think wise probably still pretty much sideways. Uh I think so the key is that 7,900 is quite important. Whether you can get above it. So because that's the weekly, in terms of the weekly charts, that's where the 5 and 10 SMEs are for 7,900. So if price can stand above that, then we'll probably see some recovery in the short term. Okay, next one, I'll move on to the individual counters. So first one, Nvidia. So for Nvidia, I think generally there's some weakness. So first level of weakness, I think last week was kind of triggered where this price is broke down below this upward trend line support, which has been holding price since like September over here, and then also uh yeah, it's been a bit sideways overall. But I think the next key support level, I think, is still holding, which is this horizontal level at 171, which has tested a few times as well. So this is still holding. So probably some caution over here first, I feel. See 177 if there's still some resistance over there. Yeah, short term wise, I think 177 to 180 probably will be some short term resistance area over here if it does a retest. Then 171 is quite important to hold over here. If not the next, if there's a breakdown, I think could be looking at more downside towards like 164, 165 next over here. Yeah. So that's for Nvidia. Yeah, AMD I think is still pretty much kind of sideways over here. They're still holding the key support level, this 190, 197 area. So pretty much still range bound for AMD. In terms of resistance, I think on the weekly the key resistance I think will be closer to 213, 215 now, which is the 10 and 20 SMA levels on the weekly for now. Yeah, then currently in terms of the horizontal level 210, 215. Yeah, probably this range will still hold over here. So it's still kind of range bound, I guess, in the short term. The next one, moving to TSM, I think um we are still seeing some weakness where price had a bit of a lower low last week, and then still where I think this support level 336 over here, there was a bit of a breakdown, and then price retested it, finding some resistance where there's also the continue to find resistance along the 5 and 10 SMEs as well. So I think this week wise, I think the key will be see whether this area at 328 can hold. If it continues to break down, I think the next support level will be around 319. This level 319, and then next one is like at 310 next, for TSM. Yeah, so still some weakness for now, unless we can see price get back above like 340. Okay, then for ASML, I think pretty much still kind of sideways over here. So still holding this 1282 swing low support over here. Then resistance is resistance is actually from 1367 onwards to 1400. I think this area will probably still hold as resistance. I think then support will probably still be like closer to like 1300 about there. So I think will still be a bit range bound with 1400 this as still a key resistance for ASML for now. Yeah, then for Marvel, I think kind of sideways resistance is still this is still a key reason at 94 over here. Then support I think is still 85 this previous reason. 85 now is just sideways between 85 to 94. Yeah, I think we'll still probably continue this way for now first. Yeah, then above 94, next level of reason like 97, then 102 about that. Okay, next one Micron. Okay, for Micron, I think uh yeah, Micron last week was pretty strong. We tested this recent 455, and then after the results, it was a bit of gap down. Then intraday it tested this 455, still facing some resistance. So I think this is still quite important level 455. And Friday wise put back, and I think it's still holding to this key level. This I think this is quite important, 416. So this is the daily 20 SMA level as well. And then in terms of the just horizon, just the levels itself is looks like a retest of uh this short-term downwards resistance line breakout. So I think it's quite important for price to hold this level 416 over here. There's also a bit of a previous resistance horizontal level over here as well. So yeah, important for price to hold this level. If not, we could be seeing some. If this breaks down, we could be seeing some downwards level tested again, like 395 over here again. Yeah, so for now, I think maybe a bit of a sideways perhaps. Some resistance, I think for now is like for this 436 onwards to 455. Yeah. So it could be just sideways movement, I guess. Okay, I'll go through two more, which are Broadcom and Intel. So for Broadcom, I think yeah, still weakness as price is still facing some resistance from along the 5 SME level, and then looks like a close to a back to this support area again, like 307, 308 over here. Yeah, so this is quite important to hold. I think 307, this level. If not, if there's a breakdown of this level, could be looking at some retest of some lower levels again, like this 295, this 295 level, and then next one is like close to 281. Yeah, so Broadcom I think still be a weakness overall for now, unless it can get above this 324 level, 304, 325, where currently the 10 and 20 SMEs are over there. Okay, next one, last one, Intel. Yeah, Intel, I think nothing too much for now. It's pretty much sideways. The key support is still around 4250. Then generally resistance is coming in like 47, 47, then 50 is the next key resistance. So just kind of sideways overall for now. Yeah. So that's it for the semi-cons. Then I'll move on last one to the EV before I go start going through the questions that you all have. Yeah, so first one for Tesla, I think overall for last week, I think we've seen some weakness where price is after a few tests of this 387 key level, right? Which is like this swing low previously in November, price tested a few times. There was a breakdown end of the week. So that's weakness. And then I think it's moving out of this downwards channel over here. So I think last Friday it tested this next support level 367, this horizontal level over here. So we might see some temporary support over here, but I think resistance there probably will still be some resistance like I think if we reconnect with the 5 SMA, we will be at 377 about that. So next support, some next key support levels previously, I think that could be stronger is like 355, this level over here. So yeah, maybe can relook at this period of consolidation. This was May to September last year. So the previously quite a strong resistance at 350s over here that I think if it price test this level, then we could see some rebound from there. Yeah, for Tesla. Yeah, so some weakness for now after breakdown of 387. Okay, next one, Xpeng. Yeah, Xpeng, I think just for now, I think price will finding some resistance from this $20 previous support level over here and kind of just pull back. Yeah, some over here. So I think some support will probably be this level around $18 over here. Then the resistance for now I think will be around like, close to $19 over here. And then 1640 could be next support level. So kind of range, I guess. Back to this like range again. Okay, next one, Neo. I think for Neo, I think for now yeah, there was a price breakdown this 5.7 level. So back to down to this, I think support for now will be like 5.3 this level over here, this horizontal level. And then resistance over here, I think will be like 0.7. So probably range bound, I guess. Yeah, then last but not least, Rivian, yeah, nothing much, still just last Thursday had a bit of a gap up, but generally still resistance like whenever it gets like 16 to 17, then support is like still 14.5. Yeah, so still range over here. Okay, yeah, thanks. Okay, thanks for listening in. So yeah, I will start going through all the questions that you all have put in the Q&A. So first I'll start off with BY. Your questions are Grab, BMY, and CVS. So first, let's take a look at Grab. Okay, but last week we are still seeing this continuation of this downtrend, lower lows. So um, with resistance from this like 10, 5 at 10 SMA level still at 3.2. Yeah, so I think for this week wise, maybe if we retest this down channel support again, this channel support, that would be maybe at 3 point, close to maybe 3.5. There could be some temporary support over there. Yeah. But in terms of horizontal level wise, I think previously like close to 3.36 was this key swing low. 3.36, then where price did a sharp rebound. So that will be the next important support level to look at for Grab. Yeah, overall, it's still quite a pretty strong downtrend for now. So we could be still looking at lower lows and some of these support levels that could rebound from. So maybe 3.36 to 3.5 near-term support. Then resistance wise, probably like 3.7 onwards. Yeah, next one, BMY, Bristol Myers script. Yeah, for Bristol Myers, I think overall last week there was weakness. So price had a breakdown of this trading range over here, 59, 50. Yeah, then also currently we're seeing weakness where this 5 and 10 SMA area become the resistance range. So for now, Friday retesting this previous lower resistance at around 57. So some bounce over there. So I would think I see this downtrend continue most likely with I think resistance will be like around 58, 50 onwards, I guess, to maybe 15, 59 about there. If we retest this area of breakdown, I think that could be the near-term resistance. So probably pulling back over here right now. Yeah, below that, I think next support levels, if 57 breaks, then the next key support, I think previously is around 55, 55.60 over here, and so 54 around there. So yeah, I think for this might be pretty much kind of range bound over like maybe can reference back to these previous ranges. Yeah. Okay, next one is on CVS Health. Okay, for CVS, I think overall it's also weakness, I feel. For this last week, and the breakdown of this support level over here of 70, like around 73. So that I think will become the immediate resistance where the 5 SMA is around there as well. Yeah, then Friday tested this swing low over here. This $70.69. So some bounce over. Yeah, so but I think probably we'll find some resistance over here, 73 for this week. And yeah, next key support level I think will be 60. Like 68, around 68, 78. Yeah, these previous reasons, I think that will be the next key support. So could be a bit uh yeah, trending down slowly, I guess, for this count. The next one by Mr. T Tan, Mastercard, JP Morgan, Adobe. Okay, for Mastercard, I think overall it's still trending downwards. Um, the key resistance I think for now is 518, this level. Previously 518 to 525. Previously this area of support, there was a break. Then price broke down, turned to resistance. For now, it looks like a price is holding this swing low, 490 for a bit of a bounce. So I think for now, still a bit of a bounce. Some reasons might come from this, I think 20 SMA level, 508 to 520, this area over here. Will be a bit of a resistance for now. Yeah, then afterwards you might see some pullback in, then sideways, between like 490 to this, 490 to the current area. Yeah. So I think for now, doing a bit of a bounce after this swing low retest, but just probably sideways for the time being. Okay, for Adobe, I think overall it's still downtrend. Recently, after the results, price consolidating sideways at this support level of around 244. So looks like some resistance. I think overall probably sideways. I think is for now like 256. Probably some resistance from last week, and then when the 10 SMA is coming down as well. So I think probably sideways for now. Yeah, then 244 is quite important to hold. If not, we might see continuation of the downtrend for this. Yeah, next, for the if there's a breakdown below that, the next key support level I think will be somewhere closer to like 235, 237 in terms of the next horizontal support for Adobe below 244. Okay, hi RV, your questions are LVMH, Visa, and HDB. Okay, for this, MC. Okay, for LVMH, I think overall it's still downwards trending. Last week we had a lower low, testing this support level at like 452. So some bounce over here, then resistance is like this 482. So for now, this 482 is resistance. Then above that, I think that will be the next key level will be around like um 497. I think this level around here. So it's still downward trending for now. Um, Below 452, next key support, I think 432, that would be quite important. So this was like the very key swing low level before price rebounded quite a bit. So that will be the next support level. Yeah, so for now, I think probably kind of sideways perhaps. Um, for LVMH. Yeah, for Visa, I think overall last week it has tested this like support region again. So quite close to this 200 this swing low at 296 about there. So some rebound over here. So I think for now some resistance could be at this area where um at 307 over here there might be some resistance 307 to 312 area. Probably some short-term resistance over here. Then support will come at 303. So I think for now could be a bit range bound for Visa. Yeah, after hitting this close to this swing low support area again. And next one is HDD. Yeah, this HDFC Bank Limited. Yeah, so for this, I think in terms of zooming out, right, I think it looks like a very big range over here. Then it's approaching near the quite strong support area over here, which is like 2450 to 2550 area. So short term wise, I think price has come down quite a lot sharply as also last week. So I think this area should be able to hold as support with uh, this 2450 to 2550. Yeah, based on the previous, this was back in like 2022. Yeah, so I think we could see some rebound over here and some resistance, but now maybe like 27 about there. Okay, hi Sui, what your questions are XLE, RTX, and GHC. Okay, for XLE, which is the energy sector ETF, I think overall still a very nice uptrend over here. So last week we had a breakout of this 5730 range consolidation level, and then we've seen higher highs, continuation uptrend. So for now, I think for now pre-market gap down a little bit. So I think in terms of support wise, I think if it tests the 10 SMA level, currently 5730, but I think will increase. Probably we will see some support maybe in terms of last week's this breakout level was like 5770, 5780. That might be a bit of a support in the near term now. So I think could find some support over there, then trade a bit of range bound. Yeah, so as long as price, I think still maintaining above this range regarding above like 57, uh, around 57 to 57.30, I think overall the uptrend could still continue. Yeah. Next one on RTX. Yeah, RTX, I think seeing some weakness. Yeah, when price, short-term weakness, like when price failed to hold this 205. So, yeah, there was breakout over here, then seeing lower highs overall, then a few retests of the support over here, 202 to 205 area. I think there's a bit of a breakdown as well, end of the week. So I think we could see price kind of retest this strong support over here at 194 again. Yeah, there's some resistance will be like, for now, maybe 202 to like 204 level here for RTX. Yeah, so I think some short-term weakness, but overall still kind of range bound, I guess, overall. And next one, GE Healthcare. Yeah, GE Healthcare, I think back at this support area again, like around 69, $70 about there. So testing this level again last week as yeah, so I think for now probably we see some bounce, but maybe some resistance coming from this 71, around like 71, 70, 10 SME level. Afterwards, like close to 74 about it. So for now, maybe they're kind of just sideways overall. It's between like 70 to 74. Yeah. And then below that, if there's a breakdown of 60, this 69, then I think we could see some further weakness. 69 is quite important to hold. This is quite important support level. Below that, it would be like 67 next. Okay, hi Sharon. Your question is on two support and resistance for Micron, Coke, and CoreWeave. Okay, for Micron, I think first level of support for now is this 415, 416 level. Afterwards, probably will be like uh around like 396 over here. That's the next support level. In terms of resistance, first level of resistance I think could be 437. The next one is around like 455. Yeah, for Coke, I think now first level of support is this one around 197.50. The next level of support like 186. Resistance wise, I think was a breakdown of this level at 208, some resistance. Then above that, probably around close to 216. Okay, for core with first level of support, I think for now it's like this 70, 78 around there. Next one is probably around like 74. Yeah. Then resistance wise for now is like it's 84 and then 88. So pretty much range bound for now. Hi Veronica, on your question is what's your take on Nam Chong and Keppel Infrastructure REIT? Any upside on these two? Okay, let's take a look. Okay, for Nam Chong, I think for overall it's still a nice uptrend. So for now, looks like a bit of range consolidation. So for now, I think it could do a bit of a sideways consolidation for the time being. After a rally, then looks like some sideways first. So I think could be still having upside ahead as long as it doesn't break below this key support area of like around $1.30. Yeah. So it looks like some sideways after like a test of the resistance at 158 last Friday, some pullback today. Then next one is capital infrastructure. For key, I think in terms of near term wise, we could be seeing some, I think maybe some weakness still maybe yeah, because after this run up, there was a breakdown of this key level around 53 cents about there. So this like there's become a resistance over here. So for now, it's like more sideways, 50 cents to 53 cents. So I think near term wise, probably not too much upside, I feel. But maybe just moving sideways. Yeah, there's some key support levels like 50 cents and then like 48.5 cents about there. Yeah, so I think among these two, Nam Chung still the stronger one. Yeah, where it's still holding some of the key levels. Okay, hi Thomas, your question on Walmart, Chipotle, and Intel. Okay, first one, Walmart, I think probably some continued weakness maybe. Yeah, price has tested the support over here like 121.60 a few times. Then there was a breakdown end of last week. So I think over here during the retest, this area will likely to serve as some resistance at 121 to maybe like 123 over here for now. Yeah, also during the rebounds, we've seen lower high rebounds as well. Yeah, so I think that term wise could be seeing some weakness. Then the next strong support will be like back to like close to 116, 160, 117 again. That could be the next support level that will hold the price. Okay, next one, Chipotle Mexican Grill. Yeah, for Chipotle, I think the overall price still trending downwards for now, maybe a bit sideways. This previous consolidation area that is broke down, I think has resistance around $34 plus. Then strong support that could hold a price now is probably 32, close to this 31.90, this previous range resistance. So 32 about there, I think will hold the price. So probably I think some sideways movement, probably some sideways movement for now, 32 to like 34. Yeah. Oh yeah, Avi, good question. Your question is on have all the major US indices broke key supports and overall may we trend lower? Okay. Okay, so for the indices wise, I think last week kind of tested some of the key levels of support because if you look at the some of the longer term key average was like the 200 SMA, this purple line. So I think all of them are probably some of them, I think most of them are under it right now. So in terms of Dow Jones, the key level is around this 45.5K, which tested last Friday. So this is quite important. And then if we need to see price try to recover back above this 200 SMA level as well as this 46.7K level in a short time. If not, we could see some further downside. So a reference could be like last year's last year over here there was a breakdown and then afterwards price needs to hold over there. If not, we could see some further downside gain. Yeah. Then for the S&P is slightly above, okay, sorry, below the 200 SMA as well. And also, for now, if we continue to remain below 6,555, this key level, then I think that we could still see some downside. Yeah, so this is quite a key level, 6,515. And then for the Nasdaq, I think this is quite important as well. This key horizontal level, which is like 22.2K lah. Currently is under it. And also this where the 200 SMA there was a breakdown as well. So if price remains under that, then we could be still seeing some downside actually. Hi CL, your question on HSBC and Palantir, and also for ASML. Yeah. Okay, for HSBC, I think overall slightly bearish for now, but it's still in a bit of a like the uptrend is still intact, but longer term. For now, probably some pullback. As price over here, we've seen the retest of this 81, 82 area of support. We've seen lower high rebounds, and then now this support became resistance last week. Yeah, so probably then also lower lows continuation down as well. So tested the next support level over here on Friday, 76.50. Yeah, so for now, I think this level over here might still hold a bit of resistance, like 81 about there. Yeah, so could be seeing a bit of range consolidation. I think some of the strong support level maybe could look at this upward support line if we retest this level again. And I think that will be quite strong for us as support. Maybe somewhere like 74, 75. The next one, Palantir. Okay, for Palantir, I think it's very range bound for now. It's this key level where 148, 149 this horizontal level, then price has been just sideways over here. So quite important for it to hold for uh some continue upside. So 149 this key level. Below that, I think will be like uh below that will be the next key level will be like 141, 142. If it breaks below that. Then resistance for now is at 156, 157 last week. After that will be a retest of 161 this swing high. Then 161, then 160. After that is 165 for Palantir. So pretty much range bound. I mean, you see how it moves like either side of the range. Okay, then ASML quick repeat. Yeah. So even ASML, I think is still pretty much range bound. I think the key support over here is still holding like 1282 this key level over here. Then key resistance still is 1,400 about there, around where the 20 SMA is as well. So I think it's just pretty much range bound for now. Yeah, for ASML. Yeah, then we've just seen it moving sideways since like end of January also. Okay, yeah, hi Alan. Okay, yeah, you have some. I see your questions as well. Net, Upstart, and Grab. Okay, I'll go through Net, which is Cloudflare. Okay, Cloudflare I think is still looking good recently. So multiple tests of the resistance breakout, 212 over here last week. So I think this will be the support where you have the 10 SMA over here as well. So I think then also last week hit 228 this resistance. So could be a bit sideways for now, I think. Then above 228, the next key resistance level will be like 240 to 245 this area over here. Yeah, that's for Cloudflare. So I think as long as here 212 this breakout holds, I think it should be still okay. Yeah, then for Upstart, I think it's still a bit weak for now. Just moving sideways. Yeah, still range consolidation, but testing the support a few times at this 2560 level. So I think if there's a breakdown to continue downtrend, you might see lower lows continue. Yeah. Then the next key support level, could be somewhere closer to 21, 22 level over here. Okay, hi Silver, your question is send this like AAOI. Yeah, for Sandys, I think overall for now, could be looking at a bit of resistance at above 720. So price over here, like we have this like dark cloud cover kind of pattern over here where you have this equal size candle overshadowing the Thursday bullish candle. So I think short term wise, we could still maybe see some slight weakness, maybe to test this try to retest these previous resistance again, like between 660 to 690 region over here. Yeah, where the 10 SME is. So there, yeah, I think that could be the support lah. If you test the 10 SME level, then could be a bit sideways for now. Yeah, but overall, I think it's still bullish lah. Just I think after a run up over here, we might see some sideways. And light is Lumentum. Okay, Lumentum last week was retested this swing high recently at 783. Then we see a pullback on Friday. So I think for now, most likely we probably could maybe see some sideways. I think in terms of support wise, could be like 670 could be quite a good support level. This horizontal level as well as we have a few moving averages over here as well. So I think short term wise, after hitting this double top, probably some sideways movement, I think, for now. Yeah. Then for AAOI, Applied Opto Electronics. Yeah, for this one, I think we're probably seeing some weakness. I think because overall it was a strong rally over here, but couldn't sustain some of these breakout levels like at like 105 over here. Uh yeah, then also currently these short-term moving averages are below they are trading below the short-term moving averages. Also, I think these are very key level now for 86, which is testing like for the third time. So I think if there's a breakdown, we might see continued pullback for this. Yeah, so I think for now, I think probably more bearish towards it. Yeah, the resistance probably from like 95 to 95 onwards to maybe 102 right now. Okay. Next one on Swarmer. So I think for this one is a new IPO stock lah. So can't really forecast right now. So I'll probably go into the lower time frames. Lower time frames for this. So if you look at like maybe 30 minutes wise, we have seen some weakness lah for this when the breakdown of $50 over here. So for now, I think probably we'll still see some weakness towards the next support level lah. The next strong support level maybe is like 26 to 29 over here. We feel out this gap, we might see some bounce over here. Yeah, so I think probably we'll still have some downside. I think also it opened, the IPO price was like pretty low, and I think now it's a few falls above it. So I think we could be seeing some continued downside for the time being. Yeah. Okay, I'll take one more question since about 9:15 from RV. For regarding Visa, if it breaks 296, what's the next key swing low? Yeah, so for Visa, if that happens, I think the next key level will be at around 280, 288 to 290 this level. Previously, there was a resistance over here back in September to October 2024. Yeah, so that's for Visa. That's the next key swing low level for Visa. Yeah, so I think I will stop my sharing over here is about 9:15. Okay, let me just I will share some links in the chat. Just give me a moment. Yeah, so I've dropped the link for the survey form. So you have any feedback about today's session, feel free to fill in your feedback. Also, if you like today's session, I would appreciate if you drop a positive feedback as well. Yeah, so if you have any feedback, just feel free to fill it out so I can try to improve everyone's experience in the future. Also, if you're new or you haven't joined, feel free to join our poetry community on TA if you haven't. So the link is in the chat, and also there's also the Poems Telegram group link as well. I'll drop it in at Poems TA. Yeah, so feel everyone is invited to join if you haven't joined in. So that's all for today. Thanks everyone for joining in, also asking all your questions. So I hope you all hope this session has been really useful to all of you, and also wish you all have good luck in the markets in this week, and hope to see you all again in the next session. So take care everyone, and Yeah, good luck in the markets. Bye bye.